Are any of the security systems able to come online?
Ryan, one last question. By any chance, is there a portable emergency generator in the control room that can be attached to any services we might need?
As a matter of fact, there is that. There is an emergency generator in the damage control section, and you flip over, and yes, you do find a emergency power generator. As you open it up, it looks like someone has torn off the panel and stripped out several of the key components.
Do I recognize components? I have some engineering skills.
We have an engineer here.
Well, not a great one.
You recognize the, something like that. You recognize, well, actually, James, make a check, James. The thought might know. Electrical engineering, mechanical engineering.
Mechanics. I'm a mechanic. I'm not an engineer.
Okay.
Check. If you're calling it engineering, it's not me.
Oh, sorry.
Which one of you is one of you an engineer or not?
Yeah, no, I guess not.
I guess by 3 levels I made a check for either electrical or mechanical. Either one's fine.
All right. As you were looking at it, you recognize that they have stolen the crystal microcontrollers that regulate how the power system works. They're both critical and honestly pretty. When you think back to the other ship that you found, something had opened it up, and they also took all of the crystal microcontrollers out of it. They're about a 1 centimeter block. They're universal. They're, for all intents and purposes, a resistor or some other electronic component of that nature. But it looks like someone's been opening up the things and taking those specific pieces out. You actually have a spare number of those listed in the spare parts bins on the ship that you guys.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You have enough to, like, you can fix the portable generator. You do not have enough to fix the number that are missing here. Like, they don't break, so that's not a common part to include in a repair kit.
So if they're stripping all of these parts you're speaking of out of these?
Yes, but that's the other thing, Andrew, as you're thinking about it. Those are very pretty, and those are about this, but they're extremely common. They're the equivalent of a 15-cent resistor in the Alliance terms. You're looking at this thing, and there's a fusion control module and several other things in your portable generator that are worth a lot of credits. Those are worth next to nothing.
And I mean, but we have the parts on our ship to fix it if we want to.
Here's the problem. If they're stripping them from the portable generator, they probably stripped them from the reactor as well.
Well, we're not going to know that until we get there.
Is there a storage place on the ship we may be able to pass through to see if there's any extra?
There are engineering fabrications facilities in engineering.
So our best bet is to get the portable generator online and head to engineering. That way, if we need the portable generator to use the fabrication facilities to fabricate more of these pieces.
That would work.
Sounds like a good plan, leader.
One last question before we go.
Yes.
Never mind. I don't think I'd even ask that question actually, so never mind. Sorry.
Are we able to get any? Were we able to get any internal sensors online?
No, because again,
didn't have the power, right?
Yeah, there's no power at all. Like, you realize that component is used in both the primary reactor as well as the emergency generators, and quite honestly, in a lot of the control leads running through the security system.
By any chance, I mean,
Mute yourself
no one here has a flux shield do any of our weapons or gear have those same transistors in it? That BS2 or anything like that?
The BS2 has 1 or 2 of them.
Okay.
when you wouldn't get to a significant number until you moved into like plasma cannons and mega guns.
Okay.
They're TL6 equivalent circuits.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, if you have a sufficiently high tech, a suit of powered armor would have some, but it's more or less like power packs where you're going to see most of it. So.
Were there any weapons laying around by any chance?
Yes, actually, as you're looking around, there were several laser pistols.
Were the transistors taken out of them?
Yes.
Okay.
The charge clips are probably still good though.
Actually, the charge clip, the charge clips are still good. And they are compatible with the BS2.
I will take those.
Several of them have multiple shots missing. You need to charge them, but there's places to charge them on the ship, no problem.
Once we get power back.
Once you get power back.
Yeah, how many of those did I pick up?
Each of the officers had a clip that they weren't really expecting to see combat. They only had one clip each. They also have a cheap laser pistol of some variety. I'd have to really analyze it. It's going to be, they're not combat guys. So whatever the cheapest laser pistol is, they've got that. Not bargain basement though.
Well, I'm not using my BS2s yet, so I've got a spare clip for each, so I'm good.
Okay.
You can take those if you need them.
Yep, I'll pick them up just in case.
Okay.
All right, so are we ready to go?
Yeah, each of those clips has, we'll say, 3 shots missing just to keep it consistent.
Okay.
Okay, so you grab the non-functional emergency generator. It weighs approximately 250 kilograms, so it's not light. And there you see some 2 null gravity attachments so that it can be carried up and it suspends the gravity field while it's active. They're also missing all their components.
Well,
grab them. I mean, we can repair them.
Yes.
Look, guys.
What kind of strength do we need to have to be dragging this thing around?
Look, guys. Let's just push it into the tube and take it with us. There's no gravity in the tube.
Yes.
Right,
It's both of the big guys for a few seconds to get in the tube, and then it's nothing.
Okay.
There's a lot of inertia to it.
Because I'm size class 6. So we have 6 and 2 7s? No, 2 6 and 2 7?
I'm actually 6. My size
Size
was wrong
class
before,
6.
so.
Well, it's their size class, and then there's your strength. Let's see here. Out of curiosity,
None of us are Python, so it really doesn't much matter.
you have a strength of the 100 and strength over 101, and it's reasonably easy. The lowest strength you could possibly do it at would be 70, and that would be killing yourself moving it levels.
I have 97.
I have 110. We can both take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew and my character are both going to be able to do it easily.
Okay, you guys, it's either of you could handle it. It's a weight, but it's not, overwhelming. It's just heavy. As soon as you get it out into the area, it's easy. However, there's a lot of inertia on it. 250 kilograms worth of inertia when you start moving it. So
I will head down first towards the area, towards the what is it, the cargo deck,
okay.
where the ship was.
Why are we going that way?
We need to go get the parts to fix this.
Just Amanda.
Okay, so there's only one of you. I need you to make a spot check, Kevin.
The sighting?
Fighting, excuse me.
He's the only one?
He went first.
Oh. Yay, leader. Nice.
I'm going to guess that I probably made it.
Yeah. I think we're having to go back to the main chat to see this.
Main chat over here.
You see that walking around your ship. It's starting to walk around your ship in a half circle as if the security system was on and it couldn't quite figure out how to get past it. As soon as you pop around, it immediately hauls ass and jumps into one of the open air ducts at the bottom of the cargo hold. And just to add insult, or just to confirm it, as you see it running through and it jumps through the hole, you see a glittering cube fall out of its hand, and you recognize it instantly as one of those transistor thing, or one of those crystal cube things that the robot was just talking about.
Into the comm. Well, it looks like we've got some of these they're little goblins.
How big was it?
It was tiny.
Gremlins.
Very
Space
small.
gremlins.
Space gremlins. It dove into the air duct.
I hate them things.
And it dropped one of the resistors.
We have three splits then. The zombies, whatever made the zombies, and space gremlins.
It's
They-
possible
they-
this could be one of the things that made the zombies.
They eat them things like their Fantari toes.
All right.
So our ship's okay, like it has been tampered with.
You walk over the ship, open it up, type a couple buttons, and activate a quick diagnostic. If those components were missing at all, it would show up in the diagnostic instantaneously. The diagnostic does not find anything wrong.
The ship seems to be completely intact.
Yeah, you figure with the door closed and the system and the ship still powered on like you were leaving it, so you could leave quickly, they're unable to bypass it.
Good. We'll get back up here before they get swarmed by like 100 of them.
Okay, you grab the spare. You go through the spare parts locker and you find the box of them. You have like 40 of them. That is barely enough to fix the emergency generator.
Okay. While we're on the ship, the sensors on our ship work, right?
Yes.
Do these transistors give off any type of, I won't say signal, but some type of emission that can be scanned for?
Not so much. I mean, they're basically little. They're a made-up part, but they're in every part of every ship. So if they gave off a radiation that was detectable, it would be bad. So they don't really do anything of that sort.
Okay, get off the ship with the generator, and Lieutenant, do you want to shut off the gravity? Because it looks like they use gravity to get around. We might be able to hamper them by switching it off, because they left it on purpose.
Well, we're able to move without it, so everybody here is comfortable without the gravity.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I can do it. I don't particularly care for it, but
Hinders your hopping ability a bit.
I just don't like flying around the ship after I shoot something.
Well, we should be able to reactivate the gravity from engineering if we need to.
Yeah, I know right where it is.
We just have to make sure when we move around, we're always in position, be under its effect again. Because I imagine they'll want to turn it on relatively soon.
Okay, you turn off the gravity then. With your new access, it's much easier to do. And the gravity over the whole ship is turned off.
Okay.
Your
Now,
ship
just to verify,
What's that?
our ship is locked in.
Yeah, it automatically activates magnetic docking plates and is not going anywhere.
Okay, just thought I'd confirm.
It floats out. Yeah, actually, the hangar bay is closed right now. You'd have to reopen it or ram it fast enough.
One of these gremlins have to open it. And all 3,000 of them push it out.
Yeah. Okay, you've got the reactor. You guys go back in the hallway and start pushing through the hallway.
Hallway. You mean the big gray no gravity corridor?
Yeah, the tubes.
bounding from wall to wall to ceiling to floor. 69, yeah.
Booyah. You start pushing up through the hallway, carrying your reactor and your precious. Actually, yeah, you gave all of the components to the robot. The robot installed. Oh, actually, you gave them all to the FOT. The FOT installed all the components to the emergency generator. You have exactly 6 left, which isn't enough to do jack shit to anything.
What's that? Oh.
And you start
Maybe we can use his currency with the goblins or gremlins.
That might be a possibility. You start pushing through the hallways. When you get to the first intersection, right over where the control center is, let's see here. Roll a d6 here.
The center control section?
Yeah, you're right above the center control section where the medical facility is.
All right.
So
Okay.
With all the light blue cabins.
there you go. Right there. Actually, it's easier to put there. Fott, make a check. As you bounce across the walls, make a check, Mr. Fott.
I make it. What kind?
Or tweet. Make a sighting check. I'm tired.
Probably. What's the modifier? Is it 50 plus your number?
Yeah, 50 plus your number is the base.
I fail by 8%.
Okay, then you don't see anything noteworthy. Mr. Human, as you're bouncing up, you hit something wrong and start sprawling out of control. Make an EDM check.
So I think our marching, I guess, floating order or marching order would be Nick out front, and then probably the Ashani out front. The 2 people carrying it, so Moze and Andrew in the middle, and me in the rear.
That's Kevin's call, but okay.
That's my suggestion.
That's why I was stuck with by our.
That's fine.
Alright, I passed my EVM.
Okay. You barely catch yourself
Barely.
before you careen into a wall. It would have been bad. You would have dropped all your tools.
Hey, look at this, guys! Oh, shit!
All right. You continue barreling down to the back of the ship. You get to engineering. When you get to engineering, you find that this passage is closed. There is a emergency bulkhead dropped right there.
All right. So like both ways?
No, down is still good, but you can't go any further backward. You have to go down.
Can we use the emergency generator to get the bulkhead back up?
Yes. You start the process of hooking it up. Nick, make an EDC check.
Right back.
Make it.
You see the robot start to hook up the EDC generator, and you look at it, and you realize that there's no pressure on the other side of the bulkhead. And that generator will open it right the hell up.
No pressure on that side.
Halt!
That's buckle or bulkhead.
You never want to be in a vacuum?
I've been in a vacuum several times.
Where exactly are we at on the map now?
You are right here.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, where that corner tees out, keeps going, and then goes down. You can't go any further back. That section is closed off.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we're going down.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
All right, you start heading down. You pass by the control section for this part of the ship.
All right. Can we get in?
All right. You get to it, you go to the door is locked just like the other doors were.
Alright, so we open it like the other door was.
Okay.
Stop it!
1 second.
Guns ready? Because I know it's coming.
As the door slides open, you see seven of the zombies in the other room.
Close the door.
All right, you close the door. A few moments later, you start to hear pounding on the door, and they start striking at the door. But the
This
door
is a bulkhead door?
It's reinforced bulkhead door, yes. So it is not the most effective thing they've ever done. You can feel
Is it
some of the...
important that we enter this room? I have many rockets. Rockets of a forearm.
I'm not thinking that's going to be the best situation. Is there
No, and yes, external door, wall. We could not be blasted into space if I did this.
What
It's
happened
also
to
a
not
control
damaging the
room.
equipment?
Yeah, can we vent parts of the ship? Can we vent them into space by any chance?
Actually, yeah, you can actually get to where the life... Where's life support? Yes, if you got to life support, you could definitely, do some very mean things.
Let's do that.
The LSM, the green above us?
That's it.
I want to be green about our combat.
I'm sure there's no pressure up there, so we gotta be careful.
The pressure is unnecessary if we are environmentally sealed. Who here is unable to go into vacuum?
Well, I'm hoping that everybody here can go into the vacuum. I just prefer not to if we don't have to.
Well, not everyone has an environmental suit capable. I mean, not everyone here has environmentally sealed armor. That is the minimums you can get by with. Those two do not confer you any special maneuverability in this environment. However, you're inside a corridor, so that's not terrible. If you were in deep space, radiation would also be a concern. You'd be making radiation SMRs fairly frequently, but in a ship that is shielded, it's also not really very much of a concern. As long as you have environmental containment and oxygen supply, you are okay. Or if you're Andrew and don't care about puny oxygen anyway, because screw oxygen, it's a shitty gas.
It's,
All right.
It's plant farts.
Yes, it's plant parts.
Plant pots.
That's actually good, Moze. I applaud. If I was giving out some sort of a reward for playing, I would give you a reward.
Well, but since he's not, he won't.
Yeah.
Well, Lieutenant, what do you want us to do?
Well, I think blowing a hole through a wall is a bad idea.
Well, is there an airlock? Is what I was wondering. Could we open an airlock from this side?
I don't see any airlocks on this side.
Yeah, where you're at right now. So, again, with one level of EDC, what'll happen if you open one of those bulkheads is the bulkhead on the other side of you will close. So you'll be trapped in the airless section. Now, when you flew over the ship, you didn't see any tremendously big holes in it, and you do have some patching material. So basically, if you had a better intelligence, you could determine how big the hole was and see how difficult it's going to be to patch it. Nick can probably patch it pretty much no matter what, depending on how badly he wants to cannibalize anything. And he does have all the proper welding equipment to put a big patch over something.
And I can assist.
Yes. Also, the life support machinery does seem to be intact because the air isn't stagnant.
So we can get to this area right here.
Yes.
Okay. While we're talking about this,
So-
are we down in that general area while we're figuring this out?
Which area?
Around
left.
around here.
You get down to the fabrication shops just to look at them. They too have been totally stripped. several of them. However, they have about as many components as the emergency reactor does. Which is to say, if you take all the components out of the emergency reactor, you could, in fact, make the fabricators turn back on, with the minor problem of the fabricators don't have any power. And the fabricators can be used to make more control chips.
Here's the question. Between the weaponry we have, are we able to come up with enough crystals to replace the missing ones from the fabricator?
Right, I say we cannibalize the robot.
No.
No?
Plus, it's got a threshold of like 12. I don't think any of you can actually do very much against 10.
Okay, let's figure out what we're gonna do.
After you cannibalize every piece of equipment you have right now, when you went back to your ship and you cannibalize everything else you can probably get 20 additional circuits, which isn't enough. You need to have 40 for the fabricators and 40 for the emergency generator. You have 46 right now.
Alright, so we might have to run around and find some goblins and collect a few.
Now, your actual ship does have a generator that does have more of those components in it. But
that'll take our ship offline.
That would be the case, yes.
No.
Which could be very dangerous.
I'd rather live than not have money.
Exactly. I guess our next best step is to where's the gravity generator?
That'd be the AGGs, which is right there.
Oh.
No, that's not it at all.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Right,
it, but
right there.
I got
Okay. So we can actually head up to the. We know it was on. We had it online.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. No, there's also one right there.
And we might find there may be a ship in that hangar that we can also cannibalize. There's one ship somewhere.
Well, we're on this side of the ship. Do we want to just go look at the engines real quick?
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what we need.
So flip up around to this ECR room right here,
Okay. Let me see here.
which is engineering control room.
Okay.
Click that again real fast.
It's the little pink room right here.
Okay. But you're so close, you flip over to the ECR room and you look at the engine.
I can make a roll if necessary.
Actually, when you get to the okay, for simplicity's purposes, the ECR is actually overlooking one of the major engine components. There's apparently 3 separate engine components that ultimately make the engines work. I think. Let me double check to make sure I get all this stuff in because we're using this diagram.
Yep,
Yeah.
so it looks like it's over the what's that, the
Yeah.
MMEC or something like that.
MMEC is where the okay. So this uses an antimatter engine. We're going to pretend those are ion engines, but they do have giant power transformers. So you are looking over the 2 giant sets of power transformers, and yes, one of them is partially stripped. One of them is totally stripped. You see, all of the components have been opened up, and everything has been detached, and there is nothing left in it. The other one you go and look at, and you see the fried remains of a gremlin splattered against the wall, and about half of the components are missing. However, it needs something like 400 components to get it up and running. It needs considerably more than you have.
All right.
Is there 40 left in it?
Yes, there are probably the one that's still partially active has about 200 left in it.
So we could pull the 40 to get the replicator back online.
Yes, fabricator,
Fabricator.
fancy 3D printer.
Yes. and then start printing more.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, and that seems like a good plan. We'll discuss the terrible consequences of that action next week. About same bat time, same bat channel.